Hi, everyone, and welcome to our practitioner call. It is Thursday at 9 o'clock Pacific. So happy to have you this Thursday. Of course, this is a round robin call. This is such a special call for me because it's really practitioners and clients talking about the Lifewave products as it relates to helping their clients. And we talk, of course, about X39, but we also talk about all more of the technologies that David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, CEO of this company, has created. Because in this call, it's really important to show you the different tools, at least in the Lifewave box, that you can use to help your clients. Usually 2 Thursdays out of the month, we have Dr. Patty de Blasio on. She is an MD, an internist, and a regenerative doctor. And she found this technology about 6 months ago when one of her patients was looking so good, and her patient told her why. I believe Patty will not be on this week or next week because she's in the hospital this week, and next week is Easter, but I'm sure she'll be coming back after that. So today, if there are other practitioners who would like to unmute themselves and talk, and even some clients of practitioners, please put your name in chat or raise your hand. And when we get to the round robin, I would love to hear from you as we all just help each other. This is my favorite call I do all week because it seems like we learn something new every Thursday. So with that, let's just start with the X39, and let me show you. Actually, can I have Jan or Heidi put a sleeve of X39 up? Because as you know, Jan took all of my patches yesterday. Every single sleeve came out of my house of X39. Oh, no, I have one left. There it is, X39. I knew I saved a few back. So X39 is our stem cell activation technology. And why is this technology important, doctors? Well, it's the very first technology that is a light technology. It is a form of wearable light technology. And David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, and CEO of this company, started this technology all the way back in 2004 when the Navy SEALs called him up and said, we need to find a way to keep our guys up without stimulants. We know you're an inventor because you see, he used to work with the military on helping make their submarines be more efficient. Yes, David is an inventor. That is the truth. And so they remembered how well he was at coming up with technologies. And so David in 2004 figured out how to harness humans' own light to make change in the body. It's called photobiomodulation, light making change in the body. And what's really interesting about the story is that back in 2004, nobody really understood this thing called light. And then around 2015, you guys might remember, all of a sudden, more practitioners were using light. What do I mean? All of a sudden, you saw cold laser in physical therapy offices. All of a sudden, you saw red light. You saw red light sauna. You saw detoxing through light. And there was this new category of wellness called light. And it makes sense because God created humanity and the sun. And it seems like humanity won't go very far without the sun. Just like a flower is not going to bloom without water and sun. All of a sudden you bloom. And so, of course, our body works perfectly with light. And I will tell you this, that when you go out into the sun 20 minutes a day, what happens to you? Yes, of course, you make vitamin D. Our body is a communicator with light. In fact, there's more and more research showing that light inhabits every cell of the body. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, we kind of caught up with David. We were a little bit behind for 15 years. And a lot of you practitioners know about some of the other modalities like pharmaceutical drugs, like supplements. These are medicines or supplements that you digest, have to be broken up through the colon and processed out, or IVs going right through the bloodstream, like a glutathione IV, you know, that's just a push. And what's interesting about pushing is that you may not get the right dosing, right? Dr. Patty always talks about you have to really understand where to dose, and you can overload someone. Like, have you ever heard, or maybe you've experienced it, when you go get a glutathione IV, how you could just feel nauseous? Well, they push so much glutathione in you so fast, and that's, of course, your master antioxidant and master detoxification pathway, and you can push that in, but your body just can't, the cells can't take it up as much as they push. And so what's interesting about David's technologies is I like to think of the cells like opening up, like you're tapping with light, and the cells open up to receive in just the right amount. And so it's like a beautiful exchange, if I may say. And so that is the beauty of light. And then of course we have whole foods, good water, and these are different. One of my friends the other day said, there's 3 things that could tell whether you have chronic issues: what you put in your mouth, what you put in your mind, and structural integrity or lack of. I thought to myself, that's really truth, right? And so light is another modality that instead of putting it in your mouth, you wear it. And what do I mean? Well, it looks like this. And yes, it looks like a Band-Aid. But when you open it up, inside you'll see organic material. This is organic crystals. And that's the white stuff. And it's made out of amino acids, some sugar, some salt, some water, some oxygen. And it forms, as Dr. Stacy says, a beautiful lattice. And what is a lattice? It's a reflector of light. So when you put this on your skin, you see, yeah, you just, it's so easy. You stick it to your skin. And it turns out we have a low-grade infrared light coming off of our skin. We just do. And you know that's truth. Because have you ever heard military say, oh, night goggles, we have night vision? But they're just looking at light signatures off of human bodies. That's light. And so this patch reflects back your own light to make change in your body, to make something happen in your body. And that's called photobiomodulation, light making change in your body. And no, you don't need the sun to hit this. You are the sun. We are our own light. So you can wear these at night. You can wear it under your shirt, right? Your body is the sun. And that's the best analogy that I can make for you. So what does the X39 do? Well, it activates a peptide in your body called GHK copper peptide. You might want to write this down. GHK copper peptide. You may want to go to PubMed.gov and search GHK copper peptide. There's so much research. Turns out it's the holy grail of anti-aging. It just is. And one of the things that GHK does is it acts as a communicator to your stem cells. And it tells your stem cells to make more stem cells, to make them work again, march again, and to reset them to a younger, healthier state, like when you were 20. So what's interesting about stem cells is that, and you might want to write this down, stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. When you really think about it, it's pretty amazing. So can your heart cells turn into any cells other than your heart cells? No. Can your skin cells turn into any cells other than skin? No. Can your liver cells turn into anything other than a liver? No. But stem cells are special. They have the unique ability to be changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. And here's the cool thing. That's what it did when we were 20. Okay, we're going to go back to when we were 20. Everybody take a roll back. Okay? Do you remember when you were 20 what you look like? I'll give you some things to think about. Did you have gray hair when you were 20? No. Did you have wrinkles when you were 20? No, you had gorgeous skin. Did you have that chronic issue when you were 20? Most of you know I'm a breast cancer survivor, 3 bouts of breast cancer in 5 years. You've got to be kidding me. One of my friends said this. This is interesting. You might want to write this down too. I just thought, I just heard this was a concept. Instead of waiting to heal, live while you're healing. And it's a mindset shift. And so for me, when X39 came in my life, it was the beginning 3.5 years ago where I decided that I would live while I heal. And that's a whole different mindset. So anyway, the reason that's important is because by putting your stem cells on, that's X39 on, you are literally activating your stem cells to work like they're 20 again. And your stem cells were not dead. They were just dormant. And honestly, when you are 30, half of your stem cells go dormant. I don't know how old you guys are, but I just turned 56. So think about your age right now and think about where your stem cells are based on your age. At 60, almost all your stem cells go dormant. So when I had this breast cancer started at, I don't know, 50, my stem cells were dormant. I wasn't repairing. I was just not. And so the beautiful part is now at 56, they're activated again, and they're activated to work like they're young again. And so just when you put this darn patch on, remember what you're doing. You're activating your stem cells to start repairing your body again, like when you were 20. So that's what it looks like. There's one rule and one rule only. 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Let me say that again. 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. You can wear it all day or all night. Every patch has its own 12-hour clock, but you must take it on and off, because we are light. We are signal-based. So just like a light bulb, if you kept it on 24 hours over and over and over again, you would burn out your light bulb. Your body will get used to the signal and it won't work so well. So 12 on, 12 off. Most people wear the X39 right below the back of the neck or under the belly button. But honestly, any spot will do. Your whole body's light. So love your spot. If you are really hurting, just pop the spot. Now, I've been blessed to get to know Dr. Nicholas more. Some of you may have seen him in Arizona. He is a beautiful man, chiropractor, and he educated me yesterday, and I'm going to pass it along in layman's words. Some of you doctors will know more than I know on this, but he basically says 80% of pain is nerve issues. And if you can hit the nerve where the pain is, you have a really great shot of getting at it. And so I said, well, how do you know what nerve to hit? He says up and down the spinal cord are all your nerves, and they jet out for different issues. So can you think about a nerve going to your shoulder, a nerve going to your bladder? You doctors may know this better. He says the two main nerves, and I don't know if I have this right, but it's a C nerve that's right below your neck and right at your lower back. And you doctors may know, like C2 and C5 or something like that. I don't know. I think I need a doctor to help me with all of that, but I'll ask him exactly oh, here it is. You ready? It's the C5 and L5. Okay, write that down and somebody research that for next week. But the idea I get is that the C5 is like right at the lower neck and the L5 is lower back. So for example, let's say you got a really bad neck. You would just go down to the C5 on the spine and you hit X39 right on the nerve of the spine and you push it in. And he says that pain can go away like that. Or let's say you got a bad hip. You just go down to the L5, which is at the lower back, right where the spine is, all the nerves, and you would just go and push it in right there. Anyway, as a practitioner, you may want to try some of this. Now, for me, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a girl and a mom. And so any spot will do. Just put the patch on the spot. But if you're not getting relief, you may want to go up and down the nerve of the spine and just practice putting some of those on there. I thought that was really good learning for me. Now, the other patch that Dr. Nicholas always talks about to go with the X39 is the Eon. And so I want to really talk about these two as it relates to pain and repair and nerves, because what I saw in Arizona is the way Dr. Nicholas used these two together to get at pain for people, especially pain caused by nerve issues. Okay, so Eon activates a peptide in the liver that reduces inflammation. Inflammation, you ready for this? Is an eater of stem cells. So if Eon can eat the inflammation, what's going to happen to the stem cell? You're going to turbocharge the repair. In fact, Dr. Patty a couple weeks ago talked about how before the US made cord blood stem cell injections illegal. And by the way, cord blood stem cell injections, just so you understand what that means. Some of you moms out there, when I had my babies in 2000, my son Jacob had symptoms of autism. And so they said, why don't you save your twins' cord blood? One day they may be able to use it to help your son Jacob. I said, okay. And my boys were C-section. So what they did is they took the cord blood after birth and my placenta and they stored it. Okay, so it would just go into the garbage if they didn't store it, right? So I just want you to understand what that means. And in other countries like Mexico and Europe, they're using these all the time. And Dr. Patty was using these as well, shots and intranasal. But the US just outlawed those about 12 months ago in the US. So you can't even get cord blood anymore. But just saying that even if you went like Tony Robbins to Europe and get an injection, he had this really bad shoulder. If you read his book, that he just wrote. What is the name of that book? If somebody remembers the name of that book, maybe you guys can unmute yourself and tell me or put it in chat. But he just wrote a book about ways to repair yourself, because for 20 years, Tony Robbins was all about how to help people make money and be financially free. And then all of a sudden he realized as he's getting older, who cares how much money you have if your body is not working anymore? Oh, so his book is called Thrive. I just remember. Oh, Life Force, even better. Thank you. Life Force. And so he talks about how he goes to Europe to get an injection in his shoulder. But what Dr. Patty, oh, thank you, Heidi. There, look at Heidi. There's Life Force. Could you unmute yourself and say Life Force? Some of you may want to read that.
Life Force is the name of the book that Tony Robbins wrote in regards to his stem cells that he, I guess, went and got in some country.
Yep, thank you. So what Dr. Patty would say is one of the reasons the injections weren't as effective. Let's just think about that. You got this really bad shoulder or bad knee, and they come in and they inject for 10 grand, 20 grand, cord blood stem cells. But think about, you got an injury, so it's full of inflammation. So what do you think happens in the area of injury when they inject? The inflammation just eats all this new stem cells. So that's a lot of the reasons why you don't get as good as a result as you probably should be getting. So the way that David deals with that is he activates your own stem cells to work like they're young again with X39, and then he reduces inflammation at the same time. So now inflammation will not eat the new activated stem cells. Isn't that brilliant? And by the way, this is less than a cup of coffee a day versus a $10,000 shot. So let's talk about how Dr. Nicholas uses those. So let's say you got a really bad nerve issue on your L5, which is your lower back. So spinal cord, lower back, spine, nerves. All you would do is put an X39 right there on that nerve, and you push it in, and you put an Eon right next to it and push it in. And you could have a really great relief of pain. So when you're working with your clients, and let's say they say that their hip is hurting very badly, you can definitely just love the spot, which means put it right on the hip. But if they're not getting as good of a result as you would like, go find the nerve that pushes into the hip and love the nerve. Okay, that's my newest learning. Here you go. Love the nerve. You like that, don't you, Heidi? Love the nerve. Let's go figure out the nerves. Somebody give me a picture, Heidi, on Google of the spine and the way the nerves pop out. Let's put that on chat if you can find it. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I got to learn that stuff. But anyway, so that's X39 and Eon. Now, let's show you some information that I think would be of benefit for practitioners. We have a website that is all about the technology, and it's startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com. I'm going to show it to you right now. You can follow along on your phones if you want, or you can just let me show you what I want to show you. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and put that up real quick, and I'm going to show you some places, doctors, where you can do your own research, because it's one thing to hear from me. It's another thing to really see for yourself. So once again, you go to startx39now.com, and this is our informational website. You may want to watch the first video on light. It's only 2 minutes, and it explains how light works in your body or with your body. The next video that you may want to watch is 3 minutes, and that's exactly how stem cells work in your body, how you can activate them. I do want to show you this, that it's safe. This product has no pharmaceuticals, no injections. It's vegan friendly. It's non-transdermal, non-invasive, and latex free. So there's, really the contraindications. I think David says the only one that he talks about is if you have a liver transplant. That would be the only contraindication. So, and also you can see, ready for this? This is crazy. David has 100 patents and 90 clinical studies, which I'm going to show you. And who is this man, David Schmidt? He's the owner, inventor, and CEO of our company. He started this company in 2004, and he has been creating technologies for the last 15 years. The company started at about 20 million a year, and in 2018, he just hit 300 million because the combination of light and stem cells made sense and people started buying it. And the company would not have grown like that if the technology didn't work. In February, we had our biggest day ever, one day at $4 million. That trend would make this company eventually $1 billion company, which is important because that allows more money for David to do more innovations. Because if you really listen to the man, all he really wants to do is innovate products that help people live longer. What a great purpose. And he's not, he owns the company. We're not public. He's not controlled by a board of directors, which means he gets to create his purpose, which helps us all. So anyway, I think that's pretty cool. So there's video 3. This is him talking about how X39 works. 18 minutes. This is right from David, how X39 works with your body, with light, and how it activates your stem cells and the issues that it helps with. So this is very good video. Now, also, the science community is talking. We have 100 patents. So you can click right here and you can go and actually look at, for example, the patent on X39. And yes, X39 shows that it activates GHK in the blood, which stimulates stem cells. So you're not going to get a patent if the technology doesn't do what you say it does. So that's really great. Also, the 90 clinical studies. You may want to go look at the studies. These studies right here are highlights, but I know you doctors are going to want to see them all. So all you do is you go down and you look at the studies. So there's X39. We have studies on how GHK works. We have studies on how X39 metabolizes. We actually have a brain mapping study to show how it works in the brain. So there are a lot of studies that are right here, and you can actually go and read them for yourselves. We just got a new study on X49 that shows how it grows bones. Can't beat that. So if you want to really understand the studies, they are here for you, and you may look at them all. Also, if you want to know more about why did she say that GHK is the holy grail of repairing? Well, you would just go here. And this explains, oh, that's PubMed. Hey, look it, you could just go right to PubMed and read all about GHK. By the way, PubMed is the National Library of Medicine. It's where all research articles go in the United States as it relates to science. So it's the real deal. And then you could go over to age reversal. So here's some things that GHK does. Look at everything it does for skin and hair. So if you want to improve your skin firmness, clarity, and elasticity, GHK would be great at that. If you want to increase hair growth and thickness, not a bad idea to use GHK. Look at that, anti-cancer actions. This was what 3.5 years ago why I put the patch on. I realized that it was the top compound for metastatic colon cancer. It inhibited the NFKB P65, which promotes cancer growth. It inhibits that. It reset 84 genes to inhibit cancer. So for me personally, I was like, man, I got to keep that thing in remission. So, and also that it resets programmed cell death. I can't pronounce that word, but one of you guys would know how to pronounce that. Apoptosis, I think that's where you want those injured cells to die. And so it helps to program those ones that you don't want to live because they're cancerous. Okay, lung protection. Look at that. 13, it's a biocompound that affects COPD. Antioxidant, increases SOD, superoxide dismutase. That is the system in your body that eats free radicals, and free radicals, of course, destroy your cells. So that's good to have that protection. Look at brain and nerves. And stem cells, though it makes the stem cells. Of course, it's going to activate stem cells that repair your body. These are not stem cells that can grow another head, just saying, okay? And then everything else it does, reduces fibrogen, which is scarring, reduces cortisone. So you can see that this GHK is pretty powerful. And you could read more about that at a later time. This shows you how to wear the patch. Oh, I love this. This is what you can expect. The first 24 hours that you put X39 on, you're going to reset 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. Within 1 to 3 months, you're going to reset the brain. And by the way, we have a study for that. It's the 2019 PSY Tech Lab. And we have another, hold on. I thought that was fixed. Let's see. Nope, it's not fixed. Okay, fantastic. And we have another study, which is the organ function study that shows that we reset the cardiovascular system. So that's pretty amazing. Also, in 3 to 6 months, we are going to activate your stem cells. And they are the only cells that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. And that is 3 to 6 months. And of course, 6 to 12 months, we're going to reset your age 8 years inside and out. And we have a study for that. So this what to expect is really, really powerful. And then you can see what people are saying about it. These are real people with real testimonials. And for the doctors and the clinicians here, you're going to love this section. This is what Dr. Stacy is saying. This is what Patty de Blasio, MD, is saying. She does some great videos on glutathione and X39. We have Dr. Mario, so Dr. Harmon. So if you want to hear from doctors, then this would be a great section. And then if you want to go to a live podcast, all you do is click right here. And you can see we have live podcasts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. You're on the practitioner call right now. And the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays are 30 minutes, 15 minutes of real people with testimonials, and 15 minutes of how the technology works. So you're welcome to join any of those. And what's wonderful about that is you can just go right here to the Zoom link at the correct time and you can get right in. Okay. So this is some really great information. Here's more doctor videos, different videos. So we are very heavy on the science and technology. And then if you really want to understand the research, watch video 4. This is David, our owner, talking to practitioners about the research.
Just a second, ma'am. Got a tip for you.
Thank you. I
And can
appreciate
we
that.
mute, please? Thank you. And last but not least, you're going to be learning all you can about X39. And then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I want to know about all the other patches. And so what you do is you can go right here and you can see all the technologies that David makes and the issues that it addresses. And I'm going to go through that in just a minute. But you could do what Dr. Patty does, because she got so excited that she went into a deep dive of the entire product line. And this is 10 minutes of David talking about the entire product line, and then 1 hour on each technology. So know that these are right here for you to research. So this site is really created for practitioners to learn more. And once again, that is startx39now.com. So let's go back to the deep dive, because not that one, because I would really like to give quickly what each patch does so that you understand all the tools in the box, and then we'll have some testimonials. So once again, we talked about X39 that activates your stem cells. They turn into whatever cell your body needs for repair. It's our workhorse of the line. It is our #1 product, and it's going to turn your stem cells back on like when you were young. And that is the X39. X49 is also a stem cell patch like X39. It activates a peptide called AHK peptide, and that is found in your muscles, particularly your brain and your heart. So it's great for brain and heart support. It turns, it also activates lean muscle mass, and it grows bone. So it's really a great patch for the heart, the brain, and like the structure of your body. Also, men and women, it builds testosterone, and who doesn't want to have that? So glutathione activates the glutathione pathway. That's your natural detoxification and antioxidant pathway. I like to say glutathione is the polar outer of all yuck: fungus, mold, virus, toxins, metals, Roundup, you name it, it's going to pull it up out of your nervous system, and it's either going to come out of your skin, or you will poop it out or peep it out. You could also have a bit of a headache from this product because it is our biggest detoxifier. So you may want to drink lots of water with this and titrate yourself or your patients up, which means maybe instead of 12 hours, have them wear it for 3 hours the first day, and then 6, and then 12. And you can even, if you look at the back of the patches, never cut the crystal, but they're 2 stickies on it. And you can unstick half and wear half the patch for, say, 6 hours. And then the next day, wear the other half of a patch for 6 hours. So glutathione, I like to say, takes no prisoner. So titrate that up for your clients. Eon is the gentle giant. It's gentle and powerful. I like to say it's the lavender of the line. It will put your body in rest and digest, and it reduces inflammation in your body. It also is the peptide in your liver that happens to be the same peptide found in the royal jelly. And that's the reason queen bees live 50% longer than worker bees. Eon. Carnosine activates a peptide that protects your organs. And this also works in the muscles, and it is such a beautiful technology. So if you need organ support, the brain, the heart, the kidney, the colon, carnosine is great. It also seems to promote more of a relaxation. I put it on my heart every day. My heart just loves carnosine. It just calms my heart right down. I like to say your heart is a lover of carnosine, or maybe carnosine is a lover of your heart, or something like that. Alavida. Oh, and carnosine also protects your telomeres. A fun fact, telomeres are the lady fingers on your DNA. And the longer those are, the longer you live. When they stub down and go to nothing, you die. So it's important to protect your telomeres. Alavida is also a powerful antioxidant. You actually put that right between your eyebrows. I usually wear that at night, because if you wear that during the day, they'll think you're weird. People will think you're weird. So I put that on at night. And what that does is it reduces oxidative stress in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, it reduces oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, of course, is the free radical damage. And David does a great, and I don't know if you can find this, Heidi. I will text this to you as I get further in, of a great video that David did on Alavida that you can put in chat. And he basically shows how the energy signature on someone moves in 5 minutes from dark purple with holes to a beautiful turquoise color. And that's why he made the packaging turquoise, because that's how pretty you can look once you start once you reduce oxidative stress in your body. It also is a builder of collagen, and as part of our skincare line, we believe it's one of the reasons that our skin looks so bright, and we don't really have at our age like we should the turkey necks, and and our chins are super tight. So that's Alavida. It does come with a day and night cream that is completely clean and fully hydrating. So you may want to try that system. Nirvana activates the endorphins. Do you guys remember when you go running and right after you feel so good, or a great workout and then you just feel so good? That's because your body, through working out, activates endorphins. It's the I'm happy chemical. Nirvana does that for you too. So if you are not happy, you may want to try Nirvana. SP6 reduces food cravings and balances hormones and digestion. I'm finding so many people, especially women, are really falling in love with SP6. Energy. This was his very first patch. It activates the mitochondria. Oh, I forgot. Alavida, you ready for this? It lengthens telomeres. Carnosine protects telomeres. Alavida lengthens. I know once you hear about all these, you're going to be like, oh my God, I need them all. I know it gets a little overwhelming, but this calls special because you guys are practitioners, and I want you to know the technology so you know what's in the toolbox to help your people. That's why I'm going through them. Energy activates your mitochondria. That's the powerhouse of every cell of your body. I like to say energy is the igniter of your body. It also converts fat into energy. Any of you that are wanting to work out, throw a couple energies on your ankles, your arm, or your chest, and bet you, at least for me, because I started working out, you will increase your weights by 20%. It just, boom, it happens. So try that energy. Ice wave. Ice wave breaks the connection of pain. And the way ice wave works is you can say, where's your pain? And you put the brown patch where it hurts the most and the white patch about 3 inches away, and it breaks the connection of pain. You may also want to try Ice Wave X39 and Eon on that let's see if I can remember the name, C5 and L5, right? You could go along the nerves and try Ice Wave and X39 and Eon. That would, and then the other thing that Dr. Nicholas says that I just started to do is you put some pressure in there to activate it. So you can also do full body pain. Look at the man. Dr. Patty talks about bookending the pain. She has symptoms of MS and she'll put it right on her chest and under the feet, and it bookends the pain from her chest to her toes, right? Silent Night activates, this is wild, it activates first serotonin that then turns into melatonin. So serotonin is the neurotransmitter that says, I'm okay. I don't have anxiety. I don't have fear. And then it moves the serotonin into the melatonin. And then it says, now it's time for me to fall asleep. That is Silent Night. And remember, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, glutathione and melatonin, those are two where you, from the outside putting in, sometimes you can overdose. But when you dose with light, remember your cells open up just what you need. It taps your cells. And so the dosing, it works perfectly because of the way your body interacts with light. AccuLife reduces pain in animals. And then we have our new Shine and Dream. Shine activates, helps you to stay awake, and Dream puts you to sleep. And that's the only technology that's olfactory, which means that you inhale it with your nose. And they both have testosterone building and oxytocin building. Of course, testosterone, the male hormone, creates young tissue, and oxytocin is the love hormone that creates youthful tissue. So that is the product lineup of David Schmidt and the Lifewave company. So I hope that that was of benefit to you. So let me go ahead and push that out. And once again, you can find all of this at startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com. Does anybody have a testimonial about themselves, about their practice, about some of their clients, a question about usage? Anybody want to say anything? You are welcome to unmute yourself. Wesley, yes, you can unmute yourself. Go ahead and let me ask to unmute. There you are.
Okay. Hello. So I am a practitioner in New York on Long Island. I actually got introduced to the patches about close to 2 years ago. I've been using them, but very on and off. And I actually recently got a phone call from a patient who wants to know more about the patches, which is why I'm on this call. So thank you for having a practitioner's call.
You're welcome.
The big question that I have actually, the first question I had was, since X39 stimulates stem cells, can you use it in a cancer patient? But obviously you've answered that it's perfectly safe, even if somebody has active cancer that they're undergoing treatment for. Yes, is that correct?
So once again, that, that is, so Lifewave cannot treat, diagnose, or cure any disease, and I'm not able to treat, diagnose any disease.
No, I'm not asking you for that. I'm asking you if it is safe for them to use.
So, and here's what I'm going to say, doctor. I'm going to give you some different concepts, and then you as a practitioner can decide what you want to do based on that. Okay, as it relates to fast-growing cells, there's a couple different philosophies on that, and it also, I believe, okay, I'll just say that. So, and I can give you my experience as a woman with stage 3 breast cancer with 2 reoccurrences in the skin, technically chronic stage 4, never gone into my organs, thank God. So this is my testimonial, doctor. So at stage 3, I would, for myself personally, chemo and radiation does the killing. It's there to kill, shrink, so you can get a good cutout and get margins, okay? And then, of course, products like these, or antioxidants, or products that build immune system support, those build the body up. Okay, so you have to decide how that's going to work for you. So for me personally, I would do the killing and the repairing. So for example, I might do all my chemo and radiation, and then after that's all done, start with the repairing of my body as an example. Some doctors say that the killing happens in the first week and the repairing's 2 weeks after. And so you could, as a doctor, decide you wanted to kill for a week and repair for 2 weeks. Does that make sense? And kill again. That is a practitioner's decision, understanding that the main idea of chemo and radiation is the kill. Our products are repair. How do you want that to look, doctor? Does that make sense?
Okay.
And,
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. One other question that I have is, so when I started out, there was X39. There was no X49. So can you tell me why you would use one versus the other versus both together?
I think that's a great question. So X39 is all about activating GHK copper peptide. GHK copper peptide is the peptide that X39 activates. And that peptide, one of the things that peptide does is activates your stem cells to start repairing again. So that's full body repair. And I don't know, doctor, where the stem cell's going to repair for you or for your patient, but their body knows, and the army starts marching, and it's going to always go and repair what the person needs first to live. Like, you know what I mean? Like it might go to the colon first or the liver first, and then go to that knee or the cartilage in the knee. X49 is more specific. It activates a peptide called AHK copper peptide, which is the daughter of GHK copper peptide. That peptide is mostly in muscles, particularly the brain and the heart. So X49 is super reparative for the brain and the heart. It also builds lean muscle mass because it's so in muscles. And it also grows bones, and we have a study on that. So I like to say where X39 is full, the first of repairing, X49 is super good for the body structure, right? And the brain and the heart. Should they be worn together? Absolutely. Men especially love those two together because of the increase in testosterone that X49 provides. And it really, for people that want to work out, it really creates extra muscle mass and that pump that a lot of people that work out, I don't care if you're an athlete or me, that you need. So that's kind of the difference.
So would you ever wear X49 without the X39, or it's sort of like X39, and then if you want that extra, you add the X49, like
That's
the performance bundle?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. X39 is always first, then add X49. Most people do not wear X49 without X39. Really, the dynamic duo is X39 and Eon, is X39 and Eon. And then the X49 would be a layer on top. Many of our practitioners like the pain and repair package, which would be X39 stem cell activation, X49 for structural and bone support, Eon to reduce inflammation, and an ice wave to break the connection of pain. And they can get a pack like that for $2.99 for a 30-day money-back guarantee. And then they go on one X39 the following month for $99 a month. And by that time, then of course, you know, like your front desk person would show your patients like their website and how they can order more, and then they would be in control of their ordering from that point on. But that, for example, is a great protocol for patients as an example. And what I'll do, let me show this to you, doctor. You'll like this. This is Dr. Patty's protocols. And if you go to startx39biz.com, you can go right here and you can go to the 14 steps to success, and you literally can go to take the order, tab 9, and there's some clinic order forms and protocols. So these are the protocols she puts her patients on. The pain and repair protocol. Can you put this link in chat, please, Heidi? The detox and brain protocol, the skincare, the sleep, the hormone and digestion. And this is, Dr. Patty just has these printed out in her office so that she can ship these to her patients, right? And then the company ships like Amazon, and Patty gets a thank you check, a $50 thank you check. She also uses the gold protocol, which is just like, and put this in too, Heidi, which is just like the silver, but it's more like the family pack. It's just double the inventory, right? And then in addition, she loves, and if it's all in tab 9, and put the biz site and the tab, please, Heidi. She also loves, let's get to that, the all products flyer. And you saw this, but you can just print these off and have these in your office so you can educate your patients with what the protocols are. So once again, this is that one. And then of course, everybody loves the what to expect. She prints this out, and this is just a way to educate your patients on what the X39 is doing. So these are, and you can print all these out. She just went and printed out 10 copies of each from the site. In addition, she loves, and you can get this right here. This is tab number 6, give a gift, and you can also call Jan Rand, but this is the business bag. We also call it the practitioner bag. And you can order a couple of these, and then you have an envelope that explains everything about X39 and all the miniature information cards I just showed you. So you literally can easily just have these on your countertop and educate your patient and take an order. And of course, this is more of a generic order form, but Jan doesn't even know this, but pretty soon we're gonna make it with the silver pack protocols right on the other side. So it's easy for you guys just to go back and forth. Sometimes the protocol is real nice as a doctor to get started. And then once you start to learn the different patches and how to customize a kit, you might want the flexibility of our more generic order form that's in this kit. But once again, to order these, they're $8 and you get 10. My shipping costs $6. So you see what I mean? Like it's below cost. I just want you guys to have materials, and you might want to just take down Jan's email and phone number, and you can ask her how you could set those up. So most of my doctors just order like 2 of these practitioner bags. They print off some of those order forms, and they're ready to get their patients product. And that once again is all on startx39biz.com. Tab number, the 14 steps to success, and all this information is under tab 9, take the order, and tab 6, give a gift. Thank you. That was some great questions.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful. Can I just ask you to go back 1 second to the what did you say about the ice wave? That for me, the ice wave is the most confusing patch, because where you put the brown one and then where you put the white one.
Yep.
So you said the white one, the brown one you put where it hurts, and the white one you put
like 3 inches away. So
Okay.
let me give you an example of that. Let me see if I have an ice wave. Okay, let's see here. So for example, I broke my wrist, right? About 6 months ago, and it hurt so bad, doctor. It just, I've never been in so much pain. So what did I do? There's my brown patch. There's my ice wave. And I said to myself, where does it hurt the most on my wrist? It was right there. I put the patch there. There's my white. And that you can, the only way you know the difference of the patches is on the back, they say the name of them. Otherwise, they're all white. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So then you put that there. And then you're gonna pop the spot of pain. There's Eon, right? We're gonna get rid of that inflammation. Here it is, Eon, right there. Where am I gonna put it? Remember, your whole body's light. Any spot will do, right there. Oh, where's my other one? My X39. And where am I gonna put it? Right here. I basically just popped the spot of pain, and I just gave myself a break. You like that? You can do that anywhere. You can pop the shoulder, pop the knee. If the pain's not going down, you can pop the nerve that goes into the spot. Do you understand?
That you would do C7. Yeah.
Oh, you probably know that better than me. Oh my God, you're going to have to come on one of these shows and give us a spine lesson, doctor.
let me figure this out first. But okay, so that was actually great. Is there a limit to how many patches at a time?
That's a great question. No,
Because you know,
whereas-
they all sound amazing, so you want to wear like all of them all the time, right? But yeah, so how does
so
that work?
they each have their own 12-hour clock. And so I wear some during the day and I wear some at night. As an example, you know, I wear my X39, my Eon and my glutathione during the day and my Silent Night and my Alavita at night. The only reason I wear Alavita at night is because the best spot for Alavita is right between the eyebrows. And there's
okay.
no way I'm walking around during the day with that thing, right?
Mm.
Now, the other thing is you can also stack. What do I mean? Well, here's my beautiful carnosine. Ready for this? This is crazy. You can take your carnosine and you can just stack on top.
Wait, I'm blocked by this chat
Oh.
thing. Hang on one second.
Yep,
Are you putting it right over
you can, right?
one patch on top of the other
You
patch?
can. Yeah, we're all
And
like,
it
you can layer it.
penetrates?
Yeah, you can layer it. Absolutely. Or you can kiss them together. I'm just giving you permission. You can also, like, if somebody's having a little reaction and they think it might be because of their skin, usually it's detox, but you can also put it on their clothes, like their underwear or their shirt. There's a 3-inch
Oh.
radius. And the 3 reactions can be either they detox and stuff pulls out and they freak out. Remember, we're activating through light or heat. So sometimes when you take the patch off, you'll see a little red circle. That's because it's been a little heated. So then you would want to move it to a different spot. Or if it's a really big circle, you could say, you know what, let's get it off your skin and put it on your bra or your underwear or your shirt.
Mhm.
Animals, people put them just on the collar, and that's your 3-inch radius. So you don't have to worry about the hair. So those are some other ways of thinking about that.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering my questions. Very helpful.
You know what? Your questions just helped a ton of people. So I thank you, doctor. Yes, I
Thanks.
thank you. Put Heidi, put my name and number in chat, please. And doctor, if you want to call me, and if once you learn more, if you would like to come help us sometimes on this, we'd love to have you. So you may not want to, but it's always wonderful to have doctors once they get educated on everything to help us. That's what Dr. Patty does, and you just seem wonderful. So I appreciate your
Oh,
time.
thank you.
And any other questions right now? Let's go ahead and answer one more before we, or a testimonial. And I am looking for that Alavita video that I'm going to send Heidi as well. Any other?
Can I share what I experienced
I
recently?
would love to hear that. Please.
Okay, I'm
share.
turning my camera.
Good.
My room is yellow, so I always have to turn it off because nobody ever sees the hand. Okay.
Okay.
And I apologize. I look horrible right now.
You look beautiful.
Thanks. I am 50 years old. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, breast cancer survivor, double mastectomy, 8 surgeries in that area. I've got my neck entirely fused, my lower back fused, and everything in between is just a mess.
Wow.
So traveling quality of life has been horrible because of having to take morphine twice a day and then hydrocodone at least 6 tablets a day on top of Flexerol. And this is just to function in the house. It's not to like go out and do anything.
Wow.
And I'm in a healing school and I am a certified healer. And the chancellor of the school had a hip issue and brought up the patches. And that's how I was introduced to the patches. So since I've been using them, and I think it's been 8 months. And I haven't been consistent. I've had to skip a month or 2 here and there for financial reasons. But I have not traveled for 20 years at least. Okay. Like I can maybe sit in the car for an hour prior to patching. I just went by myself to see my son, who I haven't seen for 2 years. I haven't hugged him. I flew from San Diego to Oakland, sat on the airplane for an hour because there was a technical issue. So I went through all of that. I was able to sit up from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m., which I've never been able to do. And I was using the X39, X49, which is my ultimate favorite. I love working out with it. I double my speed. I double my strength. I can measure it on the treadmill and when I'm working out and keeping track of it. But I also took the Nirvana patch because I was getting so depressed with having not been able to see him. And I felt like, I mean, I want to try the whole system next, but it really did help, not just with the pain. I remember you did another one of these where you talked about somebody really felt the difference with the pain because of the endorphins. And so that it just kept me in a positive mood to be able to do these things. But the energy patch, that thing needs to come with a warning label because I am like, why am I not tired? Why can't I keep doing things? Why am I wanting to go another 12 hours and not sleep? Like if you're in college and you're trying to study for long hours or you got a long shift, you want to use those energy patches. And then the Eon patch, I get cluster migraines because of the my neck fusion is actually coming undone for whatever reason. So I get these horrible cluster migraines where something will shift and it will take a whole week, sometimes 2 to undo. And all I've been doing now is taking the Eon and putting it right next to where that tension is starting to build, and no more cluster migraines. So it has given me quality of life. It has changed my life. And my only frustration is trying to help other people understand it. It's almost like too good to be true, so it must not be real, you know? But yeah, I just want to share that from my perspective. And I guess my only question would be, you know, you say you can use X39 or use X39 with all the patches, but then you're using some of the patches at night where you haven't been wearing X39. So I guess that's, I just,
yeah,
so
that's a
almost
great-
sounds like a contradiction, but it's
Yeah,
not.
and that's a great question. And is it Mally? Am I pronouncing that right?
Miley. It's Miley.
What a pretty name,
Mhm.
Miley.
Thank
So,
you.
first of all, wow. This is why we do what we do. We just need to get patches on the body because once you get them on the body, they work. And I don't know if you're open to this or not, but my phone number's there. Please call or text me if you'd like to do a testimonial call. And Heidi, could you go to the biz site and put the link so anyone could sign up to share their testimonial on the calendar? Do you know how to do that? On starting.
Marci, I'm having a lot of trouble. I'm trying to get some of the pictures to come through. They're coming through, and you know, if people click on them, maybe they'll open. And Cheryl or Cynthia Beck also did a really great picture of the spine that you mentioned earlier.
Great,
So
great.
people just need to click on some of those. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble getting the image to show.
It's
But yes, I will go in and
you're
put in the
doing
calendar.
the best you can, and that's all we can do. And I'm sending it right now to you. So what you can do, anyone that wants to sign up for a testimonial, click the link on the calendar, or you go to startx39biz.com, and the purple little click here to share a testimonial. The reason it's important to sign up for a sharing is because your story matters and it can help so many people. So please take the time to share your story. And what I'll say about X39 is that, of course, we just say X39 is the workhorse of the line. Like, before you try all the other technologies, start with X39, right? And then you can wear anything else you want in addition, but it's not like either or, you know what I mean? It's X39 plus, 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 plus. And of course, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I'm just going to wear X39 for the daytime, and then I'm going to pick my nighttime patches. And of course, I'm not going to wear my Alavita with my X39 because I wear my X39 during the day and I wear my Alavita right between my eyebrows at night. Did I answer that for you? So there's no contraindication. It's just they're all good. but X39, because of the activation of stem cells, is so good. And Eon works so good with it. So most people wear those two together during the day, but some people wear those two together at night. And some people actually separate them because they want the X39 during the day, but they have trouble sleeping, and they know Eon and Silent Night will put them into rest and digest and put them out. So once again, this is your body, and you get to decide what the right rotation is. Just remember, 12 on, 12 off. They all have their own clock, and you can wear some during the day, some during the night, and you'll figure out what's best for you. You know what your rotation is. My son has symptoms of autism, and he just tries to stay compliant. So he raids my box every night, and he throws them all on his forehead, and he goes to bed. Done. Even energy he goes to bed in. And you would go, what? How can that be? Well, he has OCD. And so at night, the energy retrains his brain, reshifts his brain. It just does. And so, and then there's some that he says, oh, I try it. It's not, it doesn't do what some of the other ones do for me. So you'll figure out what's best for you. Jenny, I think you raised your hand. Did you have a question, honey? You can unmute yourself. We'll go ahead and end with Jenny's question today.
Yeah, I posted it, but I didn't want so a person who's got, decades of dysbiosis and gastritis and overgrowths of fungi and bacteria, what protocol can I recommend?
That's a great one. In my opinion, it'd be X39 Eon, glutathione, and Alavida, and probably carnosine for this reason. Now, what's cool is that you can get all those for $2.99 in one wholesale pack. And so X39 is your stem cell repair.
Oh, I gotta write this down.
Okay, yep, go ahead. Yeah, let's write those down. So for
X39.
So X39 Eon, glutathione, Alavida, and carnosine. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to put them in the categories so you can think about it at another time. So first, X39 activates your stem cells, and they're going to do the repair. Also, GHK copper peptide is amazing to activate, what do we know? SOD, which is immune support. Alavida reduces oxidative stress in 5 minutes. That's immune system support. That helps with the virus, the fungus, the mold. Glutathione is your master detoxifier. It's the polar outer of all yuck: fungus, mold, virus, toxins, metals. So those are all repair and immune support. Eon reduces inflammation. And let me tell you, all those little critters, they like to stick to the nervous system. And so when you reduce inflammation, they fall off. And then carnosine supports every organ in your body. So let's be honest, a lot of the colon hosts a lot of the yuck. And so let's support the colon and let's detox the yuck out of the colon. There's a lot of thought that now a lot of the bacteria and virus and everything just moves through the linings. So it goes from the colon, to the vagina, to the bladder. And they're just the idea that everything's separate in your body is not truth. And so that's how it works. So if you were going to say what patches are good for organs, good for brain, good for heart, I'd say write this down: carnosine and X49, organ support, brain and heart. Okay, carnosine. What's good for immune support? X39, glutathione, and Alavida. What's good for inflammation? Eon. What's good for pain? Icewave. So that way you can understand how that works. You could also say carnosine, X49, organ support; glutathione, Alavida, immunity, repair; X39 and Eon, pain; Icewave, right? And so now as a practitioner, you can kind of see, if somebody got a lot of problems with their heart and their brain, you're going to definitely want X49 and carnosine in that protocol, right? If somebody's having detox and viral issues, you're going to want glutathione and Alavida in the protocol. You're always going to want X39 and Eon. That's always your starter, your repair starter. And then you layer on top. Did I answer that?
It most certainly does. And where can I get a recording of this so I can listen to this part over and over again and write it down verbatim?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you're going to get the recording at startx39biz.com.
Okay.
Let me show you how you find that.
I got it. I've already got it. It's up
Okay,
on my
so
screen. Yeah.
great. So I'm going to show you where. So you go to
Oh, good, good.
14 steps to success. And you're going to go to tab number 5, join Telegram. And you
Okay.
need to go join your Telegram tabs. And to do that, if you don't have Telegram, you just load this. And then
Okay.
after you load Telegram, come back out of Telegram and come back in. And then you're going to hit all these little links. This is our full community. This is testimonials only. This is business training only. This is practitioner calls. So all of our practitioner calls are on this Telegram. And
Oh,
this
wow.
is our before and after pictures and our Spanish. So this right here gives you so much information. You can also go in and join our Facebook page, which is amazing. And lastly, you can join our YouTube pages. This is Be Activating. We've been putting everything on YouTube for the last 3 months, and Dr. Stacy puts all hers on YouTube. And lastly, so this is just, where you find stuff, right? And lastly, you want to go here to click to sign up for our email blast. And this, if you sign up for this, you'll get everything that we talk about. I like to say a team that communicates is a team that is of service, right? So if you want to know the communications, you sign here. And if you want to sign up to do a testimonial, this is the calendar. So this is all on our biz site. The 2 sites that we run our business with is startx39now.com is our informational site. StartX39biz.com is everything about our business. And of course, you have your own replicating site where you put orders in and you ship it to your clients like Amazon, and then the company pays you a thank you check. And if you ever feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know any of this, you could go to the 14 steps to success and just read all the tabs. It's in the order, right? So invite to podcast. These are our invites. Take the order forms, all the forms I told you about. I took an order. How do I input it? Go to tab 10. It will show you how to input it. How does it make money? How do I set up my pay portal? And last but not least, 14, if it's all confusing, you go right here and you call the company and say, I don't know what I'm doing. and they will help you. And you can also call Jan Rand. She's a presidential director in her own right. And she also helps with everything behind the scenes. Jan, if you could put your number in chat, if you have some questions, you're welcome to either call her, text her, book a time with her, as she is getting more and more busy helping all of us. Did that help?
Oh, tremendously.
Okay, great.
Wonderfully. Thank you so much.
It's 10:20. I don't know where the time went, but we went over today. So with that, I thank you all for coming. We will see you next Thursday at 9:00 Pacific. Oh, Jesse, you had your hand up, honey. Quickly. Unmute yourself.
Partly, I just wanted to thank you so much for this. This was the best call I've been on. I've only been 2 months now. But if you could do more of this, because the testimonials are great, and I'm so thrilled for, was it Miley?
Miley.
Yeah, it's just really heartwarming to hear this, but the information that you shared today was invaluable. I won't go into all the history, but I've got a long, complex health history. So I've been kind of grasping at using every patch imaginable, and it's a little overwhelming, that I didn't keep it simple. I just jumped in. And 2 years ago, I couldn't use the patches at all. They were so strong that I couldn't even open the packet, let alone put them on me.
Wow.
Wow, you've come a
So
long way, sweetie.
I've worked through my nervous system and my spiritual work intensely, but so I'm grateful to be back around, and I'd love some more guidance to know how to focus on each.
And a couple things. This call is really if you want all the technologies and a tight call on product, this is a really good call. Just put it on your calendar every Thursday. We really try hard to make this call similar to what it feels like today. And it is different than our 30-minute testimonial calls. If you want to just know, and I don't know if you want to know this, but if you ever just want to know, how do I get trained if I want to share this and do the business? My other favorite calls for that is I have 2. If you go to the 14 steps to success under invite to podcast, invite to podcast. On Mondays, this is where I train people on how to do the business. It's called the Power Hour with me. And just write that down. Take a picture of it. That's great. And then there's one other call I'm going to show you.
A minute.
Give me. And that is over here. And that is under Be Activating Office, where we work together. And take a picture of this. We work Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 11 to 12 Pacific, and I train Tuesdays at 10. So if you ever want to be trained on the business and then come work with me in the office, this is where we link arms and we're not alone. And I'm always there. And it's so important. We actually give 3-day gifts and teach you how to follow up. And Jan mails those out. So if you look over here, this is what we do together. And it's really cool. So that you can send out a 3-day supply to people you love. And it comes with all this information. And I teach you how to send it out, how to follow up. And I even fund it when you work the office with me. It's true on the job training. So if you want to link arms with me and learn this business with me, I'm right here. This is what I do. It's
I am all in.
good.
That's great.
So come work with me. I would love that. Okay, with that, are we good for
Marci, how long is the call tonight, please?
now? We have our testimonial call from 6 to
No,
6,
the business call.
from 6:30 to 7, 30 minutes only. We will never do evening calls more than 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right.
Marci,
Yes, Suzanne. Hi.
Marci,
Yes, I'm here.
this absolutely has been the best call ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marci, this is Karen.
great
Levine.
job.
I agree. Marci, I totally agree. And my question is
Yeah,
on the
thank
new
you.
business.
Thank
I'm so sorry, Suzanne, for interrupting.
Thank you, Suzanne, for that. That means a lot to me. Karen, yes.
Marci, is tonight's business call going to be a weekly Thursday night call?
It is. We're doing our first one to test it out. We have a new business PowerPoint, and it will be our first one, and it will be about the business, and we'll see how it goes. And our intention is to run it every week, and we'll have different leaders run it. They don't even know that yet if they want to. And we will be putting, once we go through it and we like the way it rolls, we'll be putting that business PowerPoint on the biz site. So now you have something that you can do even outside of us. So we're hoping that is the next step of duplication that will help all of you. So the first half of the PowerPoint is all about the product, and the second half is about why it's a great business. And it's 30 minutes long. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. Okay.
Marci, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. My phone disconnected one and put me on this. So I didn't hear what you responded, but absolutely the best call you've ever done.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so
The
glad.
best.
We'll definitely, it's on Facebook. You can go to Facebook, Be Activating Team right now to look at it, and it will be up by tonight on the Practitioner Telegram. So you guys can get this recording by tonight, and you could actually rewatch it right now on the Facebook. And you would go to tab 5 under startx39biz.com in order to join Facebook. So 14 steps to success, and then tab 5, join all of our communications, and you could join that Facebook page right now. And then that would allow you to look at the recording right now, because we're live on it right now. Okay, perfect. Everybody good? All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Marci.
Bye. Thank you, Marci.
Thank you.